Like, discipline is not hard. I just overcomplicate the discipline. Discipline is not hard. I fucking overcomplicate it. And I look so fucking short. It's just like everything's bothering me right now. I know that everything's bothering me because I am fat. And because I'm just so annoyed. I'm really annoyed. I always debate how to correctly do something, but also do it in my way. And just whenever people say something, like, I feel like it's so simple. I always say it's so simple, but I keep overcomplicating it. And honestly, recording this shit is just honestly annoying because I had the idea that I wanted to express and be vulnerable. And now that I'm being vulnerable and having to share, and now that I'm sharing my experience, it just feels like I'm doing it because it's something that past me wanted to do. And I feel like now I don't even want to do it. I don't want to share my experience. I do want to share it. But I don't feel the inspiration that I felt before. And it makes me sad. Because I'm not used to not feeling the want to record my experience and be vulnerable. Like, this is what I like. I like that I'm recording this moment and like, yeah, I'm lit as fuck. But I feel like literally the fucking conclusion that it always comes down to, I'm living the human experience and I'm just following my intuition.
It makes confusing sense. Confusing sense. That's what I believe best describes my perspective about life. What's confusing is all the emotions that you feel with this human experience. But it also makes such sense. I constantly say, I'm just living the human experience. This is an experience. This is a moment. Everything passes. Time will continuously keep running, but you won't be there to always see it. Life is whatever you want it to be. That's another saying that I go by. It really is the way you react, the way you decide to view a scenario that happened in your life. A lesson. You are the one that decides whether you're going to be open to that or not. Everyone's in their own process, so in their own timeline. Someone can be 20, barely figuring out what you figured out when you were 10. It's not a competition. We're all in the same earth. It's unpredictable, yet a reality where many things have come to be normalized. Or should I say, it doesn't surprise me what this world is. The relatable desire to make more money, want to be loved, exercising, choosing unhealthy habits, have more freedom, think of what you're going to eat, the list goes on. I have always wanted everyone to just be friends with one another, but that'd be impossible based on grudges people hold, pride, etc. I overthink a lot, and it's something that I know. And one of the big things that I've overthought a lot is making videos, because I started making videos when I was younger, and the reason was to not feel alone, to distract myself from, I don't want to say the life that I was living, but at the same time, in the videos, I recorded things that I would create within the life that I was living. For example, I would record myself making food, riding the bike, riding the scooter, flying a drone, playing with a ball. I would record that to just know that I'm doing something, I'm creating something, and that I can look back into my life. And then I went to school vlogs, and then I went to daily vlogs, ramble on about my thoughts, and it was amazing because I felt like my thoughts were going to something useful. People were listening, and it's not in the moment. It could have been subconsciously, but in the moment, consciously, I genuinely wasn't doing it to get attention or to seek validation, but it was to hopefully have others listen to me and be myself, and just in a way know that they are not alone on certain things that they think whether that be confused about, I don't know, I have to think back about like a lot of my content, but basically in the moment, that's what I wanted. That's what I kind of still want. People to watch me and just be inspired to be themselves. So I try, but at the same time, / don't try, because you're not supposed to be trying to be myself and be very open and confident. Is something that I've been trying to do more, because in a weird way, it's so weird. Sometimes I feel like I'm confident or more open, more social, but then there's moments where I'm not. And it could be just that I don't feel like talking to someone else, and I just, would rather be in my world and be observing. But then there's this other part of me that's like, no, I want to be more open and more social and have more interactions with what's in front of me, with who's in front of me. Even if I don't want to as much, but at the same time, I don't want to force conversations. So it's a balance. Everything's always a balance. Always. I don't know if I jumped from topic to topic. I'm pretty sure I did. But right now in my hand, I'm holding a journal. And in this journal, I have lots of thoughts that I've been writing. And whatever is in this journal, if it were to get buried or burned, I wouldn't care. Because I would know that I lived every moment trying to understand myself. And I don't care to, this is so ironic. I don't care to share my thoughts. My very getting to know me and why when I question myself and stuff like that, that's for me to grow from, right? But yet I'm doing a video and sharing that, and it's a very ironic thing. It's ironic. I don't know if it's just that I'm only going so deep with y'all. I can make videos, right? No, I'll do it backwards. So I can write. No one has to see what's in here because I enjoy it. Now, when I'm making this video, I'm doing it with a purpose of others watching this, seeing me be myself, and be moved by it. A problem I have is I want to have everything I think, all the big points, either written or talked about in videos, because I want others to really see my perspective and feel how I think, because I like attention from others, because it makes me feel not physically alone. It's weird because I know having attention won't fix me within, yet I continue to seek it. And right now what I feel is annoyed, upset. I'm annoyed at the fact that I'm crying because I overthink so much. I'm upset because I don't know if making this video or videos in general is something that I want to do. And I'm confused because I do want to have a film about my perspective and the way that I think and the whole process, but I know that I can't record the whole process because I've had so many moments where I don't record them because it's just within my head and my thoughts. I got so used to recording my life that it shouldn't be this hard if it's something that I want to do. I keep looking at the end product. Me having a compilation of videos put together and then having that final product of, or who knows, maybe wise words throughout the whole video. Bro, this is exactly what the fuck I was picturing in my life. Holy fuck. I just cried so dramatically for like 10 minutes. I always pictured this moment that I would record a video of me crying dramatically and that it would go viral and that this would help people. But ignoring point A, this is another
chapter in my life that I'm living right now. I have been lucid dreaming, and then like being in this reality, this right now, it feels fake sometimes, but not like in a sad way, just like in a mind fucking conscious way. The fact that existence is a real fucking thing, and just on top of that, real world problems and my life, like the fact that my parents were divorced, I fractured my bones, like shit like that, dumb shit. And all my life, basically, I feel like I've been very conscious about stuff, even in this moment, and I feel like my mind has had it, and now my body is reacting. I feel like I feel so fucking good. This is normal. I haven't done anything to get to this point. My body just decided to do it right now. I was on the phone with my mom and I decided to cry, and I feel dizzy, but I'm feeling better. It's normal. It bothers me that I can't talk. That is disgusting. Yes, I'm gonna wash this clothes. This doesn't matter though. This is normal, Cassandra. Whatever this is, I'm just gonna live it.
I used to be the type of person, well, sometimes I still am, that I went up to people and just like whenever I would get to know them, I would ask them about themselves. There's been moments where I feel dizzy throughout the day, bro, and I don't know what it is. I'm thinking that it's from thinking, because I had a dream literally yesterday, where this is a dream. I was drinking with my friends, and then I told them, have y'all ever thought that y'all were thinking? Like, you're thinking that you're thinking? That's how I said it. And then they were like, yeah, they started laughing, and then I kind of woke up. And I'm like, bruh, even when I'm dreaming, my mind doesn't stop thinking. Going up to my original point, whenever I talk to people, I like to get to know them, and so I ask them like personal questions, and like I used to ask people, how do you feel when you have anxiety? Just like stuff like that, because I didn't experience that, and now I feel like I am. I care so much about my fucking look, eh? The reason I look like this, I tried vomiting, but not because of any bad thing. Well, I guess, yeah, I'm kind of going through a little crisis in the head, which is a necessity, and this is either just pimples, but I am feeling better. Yeah, I was just talking to my dad yesterday at night, and all of a sudden I felt like I was sitting in a chair. I felt like I was about to faint, and so I kind of did with my head. I fainted like that, and well, I didn't because I was still aware, but my body felt so, I don't even know how to explain it. But yeah, then I started crying, have a little breakdown, and I just wanted to say, it's normal. Not necessarily. What is normal? The fact that everyone goes through a certain, I don't want to say shift, because it's not just like 1 second. No, it's like a process. I know right now I'm living in this process, and I'm capable of talking right now, but earlier I was just like, I felt like this. But it's like kind of cool, because I'm even caring less about like literally someone just made eye contact with me while I was recording, and I could not care less. I've always been good with my emotions. Something fell, and lately I've been feeling like, at first I was confused from what I was feeling. I didn't know what I was feeling, but now that I'm analyzing it, it's anxiety. I don't want to diagnose it because I don't know for a fact, but I do feel anxious, and my mind starts to think. And yesterday I was actually getting very worried because I woke up with my head feeling heavy as fuck. Like, literally, I felt my head, like, sinking into the fucking pillow. And I was like, what the heck? And then after that, like, I started twitching. And so my head would literally, like, fall to the floor. It would go like that. And it would just keep going like that. And I was doing this energetic therapy session, and I started to, like my fucking body was reacting to, like, everything that I think. Well, not everything that I think, but just, like, the fact that I think so much. Or that I saw a cut. Oh, no, I don't. I woke up today, again, not feeling a heavy head. I do feel better than yesterday. I'm living a process, bro. And it's okay, because living this, I get to understand more of, this is what I was telling my mom, I get to understand more of how others feel when they start to have that overthinking side, because I'm just, like, usually I've been an optimistic, expressive person has so much self-love. You see, I can't even talk from how much anyways, she's like, yeah, but this process is for you to understand yourself. And I'm like, yeah. I woke up at 5 a.m. I slept like at 9 p.m. Because I couldn't go back to sleep. And I put some meditation on Netflix. I did it. I feel a bit better. And just knowing that this headspace isn't going to be forever. I'm just growing. And yeah, it's supposed to rain today, and I'm pretty excited. I look like it, right? At work, I've been like this, I look chill, but inside, there's moments where I feel sadness, I feel dizziness, I feel weak, and I just think that I'm just growing. I came outside, and I've been trying to find my God, and just have more faith, because it's not that I never had faith. I always knew that something existed, but I don't have anything specific. And so I always try to see my God as this bright light, that's this really big power, I don't know, that's how I try to see it right now. And I've been trying to talk to it, just to make me feel less alone, and because, maybe that is the secret. Because I've already been, like, focusing on myself and doing all that self-love, but I still feel like I'm either missing something, or I'm just, like I said, I'm growing different experiences in the head. Been having different thoughts that I didn't usually have, not like really bad, but just different. And so I was just sitting, and I told my aunt about all this. She was, like, sending me audio messages and telling me, like, certain stuff. And when she was telling me that certain stuff that was, like, really important, I literally saw a car's bright light shining, and that's, like, the only thing that I could focus on, and it was, like, becoming bigger. The white light was becoming bigger, and it, God or whatever it is that you want to believe in, it speaks to you in different ways, which is something that someone told me, which was pretty cool. I'm just feeling, I am being, letting my sadness be, if it is sadness, or just letting it be. I know I'm okay. It's just like a process. I thought for like a day I hadn't felt like myself. And today I felt like myself in certain parts of the day, which made me feel better. And I know it's lit. It's okay. We good. So the reason why I want to be more serious is because I feel more centered within myself. And honestly, obviously, that goofy, sarcastic side of me can never just not exist because it's literally a part of me. And why do you think it's a part of you? I think it's a habit that has been made ever since I was in 5th grade, because as soon as I got out of the wheelchair, I just started talking to a lot of people and make jokes and stuff, and I realized I really like that feeling.
I have a history of feeling intrigued and just interested, genuinely interested in others. A lot, like it happens often. I could be interested in someone and then I go to a party or just another event, then I could find someone attractive and I could like want to get to know them or just shoot my shot. And the more experiences I have with that, I kind of just think to myself that I don't want to just continuously be shooting my shot and shoot to create something with someone, have a specific bond or dynamic from someone. Like just the feeling itself of being attracted to that person in that moment is enough. And when it comes to actually having a crush on someone, it's nice. It hurts like that. I don't know, it's confusing. I'm in a confused state of emotions where I appreciate the fact that I'm not dating people that I'm interested in, because then I find someone else and I start talking to them and then I like start to have a little crush on them, and it's like a little cycle. And the cycle is me being interested in people that never really are interested in me, and if people are interested in me, I sometimes am not really interested in them, and just nothing really comes out of like I feel like I want to be in a relationship and experience that already, just to know what it feels like. And I know that it's something that I shouldn't rush and that it'll come when I least expect it. Like I know that. I just need to focus more on Cassandra's health, you know, being more fit, being more healthy, having, what is it called? Another side of income, you know, just being financially stable.
I want to make this video because it's a pattern that has happened multiple times to me, and that is me getting attached and then getting my heart broken by because of me, because I'm the one that continuously keeps thinking the same thoughts over and over, and life just happens. I don't know.
I just want to allow myself more to just be and not put much thought into it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be an overnight thing, because I've been so used to understanding others and seeing their point of view that I haven't really put that focus into my point of view. Like I recently heard this from Alan Watts and I really liked it. It was, don't make the same mistake, or at least don't make it as often.
And my mom used to tell me that if I'm goofy all the time, people aren't gonna take me seriously. And then I don't know if this was my ego talking or this was like my logic inside me. But I was like, I don't care for people to respect me or take me seriously, because at the end of the day, not everyone in the world is gonna take me seriously. Not everyone in the world is gonna respect me. No matter how amazing I become in my matureness, my wiseness, like there's still gonna be people that don't take me seriously. So then I'm like, why am I gonna put so much focus on wanting people to take me seriously if I'm not gonna get that all the time? There's those moments where I'm quiet, and because I have those moments where I feel that way, that I'm very in touch with that side of me. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I don't have to do this this is all subconsciously.
I do enjoy the journey. Right now I'm enjoying this moment, but it's like a mix of flowing with the moment and saying things that are just coming into my mind, and seeing as I'm saying this the past Cassandra within, and that
lost, confused mind, but at the same time that wise Cassandra that within, that's mature enough to see and be present in this moment. I didn't plan what I was gonna say. I just know that I wanted to record me being honest with myself and talking about a lot of things that I haven't said either in a long time or I haven't said at all in general. And those things are, it's just a funny feeling when I watch my videos and see how I'm still the same in some ways, and then and like how different I view things now, or just I'm able to see things. I'm doing this video as a reminder of just not caring, and just this kind of motivation and insight of this mindset, because I need to like keep remembering this, and that's just not caring. Bro, moments pass. This moment's gonna pass. It's not that serious. You're young. Even when you're older, you're in that moment only once.
Like, what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? I feel like there's so much that I have going on inside my head. Not actually, just so many bullet points. Oh yeah, there is. I'm used to, whenever I make videos, I bring up little random things and then I say them. But that's not what I want to do. I just want to go straight to the point. Because if I go straight to the point, then it'll be easier for others to understand. But my ego wants to be like, no, say all your random thoughts, because then you're limiting yourself to how much I actually am being myself. Like, if I don't bring up those random thoughts, then I feel like I'm not being fully myself, which is my unconscious side thinking, even though my conscious side is speaking of that right now. But yeah, it's just a pattern that I have followed, and I don't want to do that because it's easier for someone to understand me if I just talk about the point. To me, you know, whenever like you have something in your head planned, and then when you do it, it feels so satisfying because it's like in a specific way that you want to put it. But I'm also trying to accept the fact that it's not always going to be like that. Like right now, if I could redo this video, I would. But maybe it has to be done this way.
I just got out of work and I feel very blessed right now, like in a blissful state. And I love feeling these moments because in these moments I just feel so much gratitude within and just so peaceful, because I know that I'm so lucky to have the family that I do, the things that come into my life, like there's just, I can't even word it. It feels better in my head. I know that I'm very grateful for so many things that I have. The fuck? It sounded fake. It wasn't fake. It's just like I was in the moment, and now that I'm recording, it's like, thankfully I don't feel anxious in saying this. Like in the fact, as in the reason why I would feel anxious is because I'm recording. I was just in a moment, and now I'm recording, and like still being in the moment. But when I record, it adds something. I can't put the words into it. It's just something that is added into this moment. I just start thanking the universe, my own God. I'm like, thank you for this car. Thank you for the clothes that I can buy. Thank you for all the things that I have, yes, materially, and the people that I have, the moments that I've experienced that have made me think the way that I do now. I know that I have to go through hard things in order to grow, because those moments are the ones that make you the strongest. And I'm just very thankful. Okay, I just finished having 2 lucid dreams. I don't know if that's actually how you call them.
I just had 2 dreams that felt very real, and now I'm awake. And I feel as though I'm cold and I need to focus on my breathing. Because I was getting anxious.
Self-talk is so important. Moments where I feel anxious or paranoid have allowed me
Why do I feel anxious?
to be able to remind myself to stay grounded.
I'm asleep and
I know that my mind can lie to myself, and I can make myself believe something.
I feel like this is something that I need to get used to, because I'm just able to have dreams that feel very, very real, and then I wake up.
That is so true and real, but at the end of the day, it really is just a story that I have made up by myself. When I hear those intrusive thoughts that I feel anxious or that something is wrong, yes, sometimes I follow that gut feeling and I leave the situation. But a lot of the time I was just feeling scared and like something was wrong, when in reality it was just me doing that to myself.
What I keep telling myself whenever I'm in situations like this, when I feel anxious, one of them is, nothing is normal. Like, if I feel scared right now, nothing is normal. And I need to say how I feel. I need to be honest with what I feel, because that is how I can overcome this.
And I'm so thankful.
I need to feel this feeling, because I know that this isn't forever.
That the more of these moments that happen, the more I can get to know myself, how to control myself.
I mean, I know I'm somewhat conscious.
Be the observer of the chaos. While it's okay to be in the chaos, little by little, you just become the awareness of it.
I can be quiet, I'm not gonna feel awkward, and if I am with people, I try to fill in the silence sometimes because I don't want them to feel awkward subconsciously. I have gotten better at getting used to the quietness with other people.
Having so many relationships isn't gonna make me fulfilled. What's really gonna make me feel fulfilled is me being okay with accepting everything that comes out from me. Yes, I farted. And yeah, just being conscious of what I could improve on, but at the same time being grateful of being in this process. And just every time, like I said, I feel certain emotions for people, I feel thankful that I get to feel such emotions and feelings. But I know that ideally I should focus more on other things rather than people in that way, because I feel like once I start detaching more of having those thoughts towards others, I feel like I could be even more unstoppable. What the fuck do I feel? Because I know that I'm not doing certain things that I told myself I would do. It's annoying, because there's a part of me that has right things, this is the right thing to do is be healthy every single day and go on walks and do things you love and be with the people you love. But then the other part of me is why not eat a bag of chips in a while? And it goes much deeper than just the chips. Whenever I was becoming crazy, and when I experience anxiety, when I experience fear, when I experience feeling lost, it's necessary for me to feel that, because then I understand when someone else talks about it, or not even if I don't want to involve anyone else, it makes me understand and look more inside of me. I feel sometimes that this world is made to be purposely
to purposely have the things that it does. For example, it's maybe on purpose. The fact that people cheat, the fact that people fight, argue. Like, I feel like this world is purposely supposed to be the way it is, and it could also just be my perspective wanting to see it that way, to not, like, if it's not the case, the world's not supposed to be like this, and it just makes sense too, because people have free will, you know, and because people have free will, then they can do anything to anyone, you know, like they steal and stuff like that. Like, the explanation is that we have freedom, and because, well, some people have freedom, because some people have freedom, they use that freedom to their advantage in the worst way possible. And just also money and the way everything works, I think it's on purpose. If it wasn't these things that already exist now, like, it would be structured in a different way. And there's just always going to be problems. There's just always going to be disagreements. And so I don't, in a sense, I don't care to prove it wrong. I don't care to do anything about it. The world is the way it is, and I'm not going to fix it. And it's such a big thing, because before I did want to. I wanted to have a positive impact on multiple people. And now that I'm just talking and people see this and hear me and just listen to my thoughts, it's a nice feeling, because I'm just being me. And that's all I can really be. But yeah, you know, when I see people that are yelling at each other, or if they yell at me, they're taking their anger out on me, it's like I'm in this mental headspace where I'm just observing. It's a lot of the time, if I don't observe, then I'm goofy and I say little funny random things because it's fun, you know, it's a little distraction. I'm not saying that I'm distracting myself from something huge. It's just, you know, for the fuck of it, to play in this game, this world. I like to say goofy shit. And before, there was a part of me that wanted to just not be that way and be more like right now, be more deep. But then it's like, that gets so boring. I would be serious all the time, because I would just be taking it all in without adding any of my input. And I can add input both in this meaningful way, and then I can add input in this funny way, silly way that I do things. And what you're about to watch is going to be improvised. You're a fucking asshole. You know that I trusted you, right? Like, it's so hard for me to, like, open up. And just the fact that you told them that, it breaks my heart. I'm not talking to you. I'm sadness, guys.
I want to share something that I typed when I was going through one of the hardest moments in my life mentally. There is this uneasy feeling we all sometimes feel, just existing. The fact that we are brought into this world and don't really talk about the human brain and thoughts. Maybe we do, but we don't go into that normalization as much in schools or by parents. That little voice in your head that will forever be there. And sometimes it says things we didn't think it would ever say. It's normal. I typed that, and I also typed this. I'm scared. I began twitching for a couple of days last week, and honestly, it makes me feel more anxious. Sometimes just thinking about it again. The thing is, I try to not think about it, because the reason I began twitching is because I overthought so much. God to me is having faith. I experienced a religious moment with Jesus Christ. I don't want to make these thoughts about God because I want this mainly to be about the mind. One could say that God does help and it is part of the mind. I was raised Catholic, and then I kind of distanced myself from that because I became more spiritual and started being more into the universe and existence. That's when the overthinking started. When I began thinking so much into the human experience and existence, one of the hardest chapters began. I cried at work and had a breakdown with my mom twice, and I was so bad mentally that my manager noticed how bad I was, and she said I didn't even have to complete my 2 weeks. The first 3 days were good because I stopped thinking about my anxiousness and overthoughtness and twitchingness, but as I'm typing right now, the overthinking came back specifically about having my body reacting without me telling it to. I've told people before about what I went through, and they actually told me that I should actually get that checked out. But to be honest, since I understand my brain and how expressive I've been throughout my whole life, I know that I wasn't born this way. I know that I never once twitched until I started to really tap into existence. It kind of happened out of nowhere. I feel as though I'm doing this to myself. When I had my religious moment, I did have a moment where I thought I would never be able to dance again, and that broke my heart. Not being able to be the expressive person that I am made me really sad. Luckily, the day after that, and the more moments I experienced with twitching, I knew it was when I would put more thoughts into that I was resisting, that I was trying to control my brain to the full extent. But I decided to just surrender, allow my thoughts to be, and not believe all of them. I'm proud of myself. I know I will become a successful person because I know how genuine I am and the big heart that I have. I want everyone to be happy, but in order for me to give positivity to others, I know I have to focus on my mind. Lastly, Cassandra, I want to say, if you're in what seems to be an impossible experience to overcome, keep going. You'll soon understand why. You always do. I'm not able to fully express correctly the way that I want to word my words. But those moments where I'm just surrendering into the moment and not overthinking are amazing. And I try to, as I'm in the moment, I'm like, okay, what is it about this moment? What am I doing right that is feeling so well? And when that intrusive thoughts arrives, or if it's not an intrusive thought, it's just a thought, when that thought comes in from the back as I'm literally just feeling bliss and feeling lit, to not overthinking, I'm like, okay, what is it about this feeling that is making me feel good? And the answer is just that I don't care to answer that. I don't care to find a meaning, I guess, even though it is important for me to find meaning sometimes in things. And well, the meaning of me in my life and my perspective and way of viewing things is to just live. I want to say day by day, but just live. And I had a dream recently where I became aware while I was dreaming, and I asked myself, okay, what did you come into this life for? And I said, singing, dancing, and then I said, to play. I woke up just very frustrated with such impotency. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I felt it a lot more earlier, and it was this feeling in my chest where I just, like, through my chest spread through my body, and I just felt frustrated that I couldn't do anything about what had happened. And what had happened was in my dream. So something had happened. I'm not gonna get into it. But I just, that was so cringy, bro. You see, I'm getting mad at myself for the goofy things. That's how this state. Bro, I want to redo this video. I keep redoing this video. The back of my neck feels so tight. I need to just relax. I don't know how to express my anger in a healthy manner. I need to research it, because usually I could do this and try to feel the emotion. A lot of things I try to do it the right way. And I'm like, what exactly is the right way? And because I brought that up, now I forgot what I was going to say again. So annoying. I'm so frustrated. There's also moments where when I'm feeling like this, I literally just close my eyes and I'm just like, I'm going to feel the feeling, and the feelings go by, and I'm just so annoyed. I don't know what I've done this video so many times because I can't get it right again, even though there's no right way, like I said, but it just doesn't feel like I'm wording everything the way that I want to, but this has to be the way that I have to just put it. My feelings aren't gonna be right. The way that I express myself is gonna be right because this is a feeling. So I said it wrong when I said my feelings aren't gonna be right now. I'm just so out of it, bro. I'm so stressed. But right now, I just don't want to find meaning to anything. It's so much. I'm so much. And I love it. I'm trying to say everything that's in my mind. All the points, bro. Because I find it very aesthetically pleasing when I hear myself bring up everything that I was thinking and just really putting it together. Trying to play with life, not play, going about life in a manner where you're flowing and making conscious decisions, but at the same time and I don't wanna break your heart. I'm trying to understand your mind. I don't think I think that I know I do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Because when I'm honest, there's so much that I can say. Because it's just coming from the heart, as cliche as that sounds. And yeah, I'm just excited, like how things unravel and how I'm choosing to do certain things for myself. People come and go. I hear that saying all the time. And it is just so true. This morning, I was actually thinking a lot about my headspace. Really just focusing on the fact that I felt unhappy. I was like, right now, I feel... In my head, I wasn't saying it out loud. I feel just so unhappy. I'm not happy. And then at the same time, I was saying, but I'm so grateful for where I'm at. And at the same time, I was like, and I just feel paranoid that I'm listening to my headspace right now and really just being conscious of being aware of, you know, my brain and my thoughts and my being and Cassandra's, the fact that I'm Cassandra. Just like all that happening. But I was there, I was present, and when I finished being so quote-unquote conscious of that awareness within me, I shortly after I just walked out of my house, was gonna pick up some friends, and you know, that headspace was gone and I was in another one. You know, I started thinking about other things, putting air in my tire, you know, just really feeling and embracing emotions in the moment and thoughts. It's just what I do. I'm gonna stop recording this. I'm gonna put some music. I'm just gonna feel and not really want to reach any point in my mental headspace. Like literally just feeling right now. I think the most important thing is just to accept. Acceptance, acceptance, acceptance. But I just want to say that literally when I think about my mistakes or just things that I'm like, you know, I could have done this better. I probably shouldn't have done this. I have those thoughts, right? But then the other part of me is like, bro, literally the point of life is to have different little mess ups like that. Because if everything that I did was just perfect right from the bat, and I didn't have anything to learn from, then I wouldn't have anything to learn. So, Cassandra, you need to remember that just accepting things. I've heard this before from my brother. I was having a conversation with him, and all of a sudden, I just started to talk like this. And I was feeling different as I was speaking. It felt, in a way, it felt like I was flowing more, but also still, you know, thinking of what I have to say. Like, it's this specific feeling that's a funny feeling. And so when he brought it up, he's like, why don't you bring this side out more, you know? And I think I kind of told him the same thing, that I'm just used to automatically being goofy, sarcastic. Like, my mind just, like, works like that. I've done it so much to where I know how to make jokes and stuff. Again, like, it's part of me. At the same time, it could just be an excuse for me not to be more deep with others. But at the same time, you know, I just haven't put much thought into myself like that. And yeah, I'm just excited for this change. And it's definitely going to be interesting. It's just, right now as I'm doing this, I'm picturing all those moments that I have made videos before, and all the TikToks and all the YouTube videos. And wow. Anyhow, right now I'm here, and it's definitely a different headspace compared to when I first started making videos. I feel like now I can have more of a clear mind, and right now I also just feel very neutral. I tried to cry earlier because something that I thought would make me sad, it did make me sad for a little bit. But then I went back to a neutral headspace, and it threw me off. And right now, like, I want to cry because I want to, like that thing that happened. I'm like, bro, I feel like crying. Like, what the fuck, you know? Like, I want to cry, like, but it just doesn't come out. I'm just very neutral. I know I've said that word a lot, but I'm just here in that mindset, and it feels weird. I feel like literally as I've gotten older, I not only think differently, but I'm starting to feel differently. And it's just very interesting because from the movies that I watch, from the things that I would think when I was younger, like when people talk about getting older and all that, like, it's very surreal because, yeah, I have an idea of what something's gonna be like. But now living it, it's like, okay. And then when I'm like 40, I don't know, I might have an idea, and that idea might be correct, but once I'm actually there, it's gonna be like, yeah. I was at work, and I thought to myself, I'm being too goofy. And I've had those moments before, those thoughts where I'm like, I'm joking around too much. Like, it's just, it's like nonstop. It can either be joke after joke, or just the way that I'm being random, letting loose, you know, on me, you know, just doing random things. And it's fun. It's something that I've been listening to so many audios. Well, they have so much important information that I was like, wow, like, I'm glad to hear that because it just confirms this in my head, and learning stuff. The more open I am to allowing anything that comes my way, just being accepting towards it, the more vulnerable I will become. And so at first, when I was letting go of certain things, let's say if I'm mad, I'm like, okay, I feel mad, and I'm gonna let this emotion be, and that's it. I'm not gonna fight it. I feel it, and it's just like releasing. So the more I became, open, I would have more like crying breakdowns, and then I'd be like confused. Like, why am I crying if I'm working on letting go? And it's because I'm more vulnerable, and the more vulnerable I am, the more I will feel, the more negative things I will see, because I become more observant. I've had eras where I felt heartbroken either by things that were happening, by people. I just know that I felt sad and unmotivated. But also that broken, painful feeling makes me feel as what people could say you're breaking open. I feel like I'm a caterpillar turning into this beautiful butterfly every single time that I experience that pain. It's not easy, it takes time, of course. But I've caught myself thinking of moments when I was feeling really sad, and I'm like, wow, I kind of miss that. Maybe not miss it, but I'm glad that happened. I was very in the moment. I felt very present with how I thought, and it just makes me evolve my consciousness and gain insight. As difficult as it is, the pain that comes with life is necessary. What I go through helps me think the way that I do. Deep down, of course, I just want world peace and for everyone to be kind and to just love one another. I've been listening to a lot of motivational speakers. Things that have stood out, that many of them constantly say, is that most time we suffer from resisting thoughts. I think it's essential to allow yourself to think the craziest, intrusive thoughts, to allow your dark side to run around in your brain and just listen. If you really get to know what you're capable of thinking without being scared, it raises an unbelievable confidence about knowing that you can handle what you are, every side of you.